We have so much going on in the commodity market because of the US-Iran conflict, and I want to talk about all the products that I'm currently looking at, the opportunities, what trades I'm in with my family fund that I currently manage, and just overall show you some good opportunities that will come out from what's going on. So let's begin with gold futures. So I just opened a position on gold futures on Friday morning. It was a 42.50 short put with about 20 days to expiration. The position is already up like 35-40%, I think, but my plan is to hold it to expiration. And for the factors for gold is we really only have bullish factors. So we have the Iran-US conflict, which can drive the price up even more. We have possible interest rate cuts after the weak jobs data that came out today, Friday, as I'm making this video, which obviously is very bullish for gold. And we have the US dollar eventual correction downwards that will eventually happen if rate cuts will continue happening. So this is the US dollar. So we can see we have a pretty big rally since the conflict began. And this is why gold basically kind of went down on this massive down day, and just overall hasn't been going up that much due to the conflict or due to the US dollar, but it should have, I guess, went up because of the conflict. But the US dollar going up is kind of negating that effect. So good opportunity on gold. Sure, we're not going to be making a ton of money. I only opened one contract per every 100K and collected about $730 for that one contract. So it's not too much, but it's also a pretty good return of 0.73% on the account, which is very, very respectable. Next thing we have is crude oil, which I also have a position on. I opened this position on Thursday evening, so when price was about 65.30, maybe 65.5, on right after the negotiations between the last round of negotiations between US and Iran. I opened a $56 put, and price obviously shot up quite a bit from that point. The position is playing around. It's up 50%, up 70%, but this position I'm also holding to expiration. There's only 10 more days left to expiration, and I collected about 1.5% of my total account value in premium on this position. So between crude oil and gold that both will expire this month, I will be making probably close to about 2.2, maybe 2.3% on the total account, on total my account, and on the fund that I manage. So bullish factors are pretty simple. We had a massive update on crude oil just today, Friday. So Strait of Hormuz closure is a big thing. 20% of global oil supply is being basically halted because 20% of global oil supply goes through the Strait of Hormuz, and just ships, tankers are not going through. They're afraid that Iran might try and sink them. Right, so there's a lot going on, and there might be an energy shock into the market, and price might go up, past $100 per barrel pretty easily. Now, this is just kind of show you what's going on with year to date. Now, this is my account, and I'm up about 4.34%. Same goes for the family fund that I manage. So we're doing pretty well overall this year. No losses, just good trades. And I plan to continue doing it this way. Now, next thing we have is natural gas, which went up like almost 6% today for this expiration cycle, and it's mainly because the Strait of Hormuz is being or is currently closed, and this is because 20% of liquid natural gas supply is also being halted. It goes through the Strait of Hormuz, so. For now, natural gas didn't really react too much because this is the U.S. natural gas, and it has like the supply bottleneck in the Strait of Hormuz has nothing to do with the U.S. natural gas. U.S. natural make their own natural gas for the most part, right? So it doesn't really react too much, but at the same time, volatility shot up so much, which might create a good opportunity. We'll see what's going to happen. Now, last but not least, is we have wheat. Wheat, corn, and soybean, they all went up quite a bit, even though they don't have any other fundamentals playing on their side to any other bullish fundamentals. But the common factors for all three prices to go up is steel price increase, and this is because biofuels and other related products going up, and the price just goes up in tandem. So basically what it means is so in some biofuels you need some soy oil, which can drive the price of soybean up, which price went up obviously, with corn as well. So it's kind of, crude oil is kind of pushing all of the prices up for everything for the most part, for most of the commodities that I'm looking at. And I'm not going to be talking about these 4 commodities because they are a bit different and they deserve their own video regarding what's happening with them, but it's quite a bit different and they don't really have anything to do with the situation in Iran. So where are the the simple and the safe opportunities? Well, puts on gold is a pretty good play quite easily. Obviously position size has to be small because price can recoil down, but if price goes down, volatility is also expected to go down. It usually does, very rarely it doesn't. Now silver, I'm not really going to focus on silver for the most part. Gold is way more liquid for me, and I have way more experience with gold. Copper is just a product that I don't want to touch this year because of the potential tariffs that Trump basically said that they will be looking at sometimes this year. So I don't want to be caught in a position when there's a sudden tariff announcement. So gold, we have some good puts that you can sell, which I already have a position on, like I mentioned. Crude oil is the exact same thing. If you go really far out of the money, you don't try to collect too much credit. You make sure you don't over leverage the position. And the biggest thing right now is probably to stay with the lowest DT possible that is not a weekly expiration, just because we want to be out of the position quickly. We don't want to be staying in a position for 45 to 30 days. So this position, I opened it up with 19 days to expiration. The gold one is 20 days to expiration. So I'm going to be in a position for very little amount of time. And I'm very far out of the money, obviously. Natural gas, now here, if price will keep increasing, volatility will keep going up. Right now, as of right now, there's still not enough premium to be really far out of the money. And collecting good credit. If you go really far out of the money, you won't be able to get anything basically, even if you take too many contracts, which is, again, I don't, this is not something I wanna be doing. So if price will go up a bit more, if this whole conflict, if the Strait of Hormuz will stay closed for another week or even half a week, prices will keep shooting up, volatility will keep shooting up, and this is just easy short puts on commodities. If price goes down, volatility goes down, so you have everything going in your favor. Same thing for the grains. We have wheat, which has a very high volatility, corn has a high volatility, and soybean has a high volatility. So why am I not in a position on any of them? And this is because on March 10th, they have the monthly USDA report coming out that can really affect the prices. So I want to wait up until after that report. And then if volatility is still up, which I expect it will, I will probably end up opening a position on one of them. Probably just one of them, because they're all pretty correlated. So I'll be looking at the one that will give me basically the best deal, so I can be as far as I can out of the money. Maybe we have some extra bullish fundamentals like we do with soybean, with the China deal, that they are supposed to buy more soybeans from the US, which currently they haven't been doing any. But obviously this is, again, a topic for another video. But wherever I can go very far out of the money, where this is like a 99% chance probably to profit, and I can stay very small on my position. So in case price just does go down aggressively, I can easily handle the position, roll out in time, down, or whatever I might need to do. But usually these things expire way before price turns around, especially in situations like this. So hopefully this video was useful for you. I'll keep you posted. You can join my private Discord. There's an email in the description. Just email me, and we can see if we are a good fit for one another. So thank you again. Have a great weekend. Let's make some money, some safe money with low risk and some good reward. Thank you again, and I'll catch you in the next one.